Another wonderful good morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us. What do you love about Huntsville? What makes this a great place to be?
Everyone here is very genuine and very kind and friendly. You never hesitate to speak up and say hello or good morning or just acknowledge the person walking by.
The thing that I love most about Huntsville, I love the peace that Huntsville brings. I love the peace that it gives me.
I feel accepted and part of the town and like I belong here.
Huntsville is where my lovely wife lived when I met her, so I moved here. So I'm pretty thankful for her.
Pick up.
Yep. Well, that'll be great on live, on a podcast.
Hey, we may lose one of these canopies. There it goes.
Oh, boy.
I knew that was going to happen.
We're bucking for you in Huntsville, Texas.
Yeah, you're live, Irma. Welcome. What's up, Irma? How you doing? We got you. Hey, we're tapped into your computer there too, where you work. We can actually see you on video. I hacked your computer. So beautiful earrings today, Irma. You're always beautiful. Very nice.
You're so silly.
Back at it here after Karen, I can't talk about it, Karen, because you worked on Friday. I'm sorry.
Yes, I did. Thank you.
I was about to say after
Till 6 o'clock.
I was about to say after a nice, good old-fashioned break. But you know what? I missed Huntsville. I'm glad to be back. So it's good to be back. I hope everyone had a wonderful and very blessed Thanksgiving. Welcome in here on a Monday. Marvelous Monday, I think is what Jennifer calls it. We're excited to be back here on the show on a chilly morning. Karen, where did this come from?
A Mimosa Monday, my favorite.
Yeah, I think they would have frozen today if we would have had them in the car. So, yeah. Frozen
one sounds good, too.
I like Frozen Margarita Monday here on Good Morning Huntsville. But, yeah, it's chilly this morning.
It is chilly.
It was crazy because the other morning, whenever I got up, I think this was on. It was cold one of the mornings last week, and there was a little bit of ice and frost on the window. Yeah, 35 right now in Huntsville and clear, which is crazy. But yeah, I had a little bit of ice and frost last week, but it feels colder this morning. Yeah, it feels. You know what?
Denise? It doesn't feel 35 though.
I don't have Denise plugged in. Hold up.
Tracy said yes, it does.
I didn't have Denise plugged in this morning. There you go, Denise. Good morning.
Well, good morning.
Well, there we go. That sounds a lot better. So. See, Karen doesn't have the headphones, so she doesn't get to hear the fun chatter behind the scenes, in the ears. But, yeah, so here we go. We hope everyone had a wonderful and a very blessed Thanksgiving, a good time with all of your families. I'm just going to hop right into the inspiration this morning and remind everybody that we do have so much to be thankful for. And so maybe this morning you're waking up in a season that's not going your way, that you feel like things just aren't clicking, maybe not firing on all cylinders. Maybe you lost somebody. Another friend that we knew back in Central Texas just passed away a couple of days ago, and so that's now 2 friends in the last 2 weeks. And my prayers this morning with Kay Pledge and her husband Chuck, who passed away. Wonderful folks. You think of people who are involved in the community. We have so many people here in Huntsville, but you always think about other folks too, from for folks like me that didn't grow up here and people back at home. And so just wanted to say that. I know Kay every once in a while hops on this show, and just want to let her know that we love her very much, and sorry to hear Chuck's passing. But, that's why it's so important to be thankful. Mm-hmm. And I want you this morning, that was kind of on my heart driving in, is to think about the time that we have on this earth, and every single second is so precious. And think about the gift that we have to live each second of our life. I think it's so important.
Absolutely.
And we get wrapped in, Karen, you and I talk before the show a lot, and especially on Mondays, and it's hard to kind of get going sometimes, but we're thankful though, and it is always a great time to be here this morning. And I'm in that boat. I'm like, man, this morning, I rolled in here at like 6:55, and I've been getting here early, but I just wasn't feeling this morning. I was like, man, I got to get up and get moving. And I think it was the cold. My bones were stuck.
Mm-hmm.
What age does that start hitting you? Can you guys help? Denise, what age do you think?
I think mine was about 25.
25. Karen, what do you think? What age?
Teenage, probably.
Teenage, yeah. So thanks. That makes me feel better. So I'm like, man, it's this morning I just couldn't. The arms weren't moving. Literally, I was like, what's going on, man? I had to start. I wake up and like my whole arm's numb. Have you had that recently where you sleep on your arm?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I sleep on my arm every night. I sleep on my stomach, so they're asleep a lot.
It's the scariest feeling because you think and every time it happens, you're like in this trance of still waking up, and you wonder my goodness, am I losing my arm? Because sometimes it don't come back for a while. When you're younger, you snap your finger and it's back. Now it's like a good 10 minutes before that circulation gets going again.
And he's young. You just wait. Just give it some time.
Do have some good news this morning. I like to talk about my kiddos because I love them, obviously. And Caden, for the first time, has slept the entire night in his crib.
That's awesome.
Oh, man, it's a milestone. So he's almost 5 months old now, and I was so worried last night. Honestly, that's why I couldn't sleep. I kept waking up literally like every 2 hours, checking the little camera thing. Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting here, and I always tell Bridget, we came from people living in caves, literally. And them mamas, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the mamas. So thank you, mamas, all the ladies in here and the mamas. All of y'all are mamas. And but I started thinking, I'm sitting here worried all night, and I'm looking at a little screen, and that thought popped into my head last night that those mamas that were raising babies in caves didn't have a screen.
No, they didn't.
And so we're all good. We have all these gadgets and doodads now, and I'm like, maybe it's softened children up a little bit, Now, I'm not saying we need to go back to the cave, but, sometimes I wonder. So, but Thanksgiving was great. We headed back to Central Texas. I know, Karen, that you guys were off on Thursday. Did y'all do anything for Thanksgiving?
I did not, since I had to work Friday. Really can't go anywhere or do anything. So
did you get some turkey, though?
I did not.
Do you want us to bring you a turkey plate this week?
No.
We have a lot of leftovers.
Nah, I'm not really a turkey fan anyway, so it's okay.
I'm not a leftover fan.
I'm not either, really.
Oh, no. Bridget made me this awesome plate from her mom last night. Miss Brendan, and I didn't even know Miss Nikki. She watches the show. She started naming all of y'all. She's, oh yeah, Mondays I see Miss Karen. I'm like, how do you know all this? And on Tuesdays it's the man with the gun range, and Wednesday I'm like, I never even see her comments popping in. So Miss Brendan, I know that you watch this show, and I know you know that I love your food, but leftovers. Bridget fixed me a plate last night. Specifically Thanksgiving leftovers. I can't do it. I just can't do it. The turkey dries out, and it's just, I don't know what's up, man. So Denise is like, not my turkey.
Not my turkey.
So what? Denise, what did you do? You went to Central Texas.
I did. I went to Bee Cave also. We were right next to each other to see our cousins, so it was a good Thanksgiving. But I also had to work Friday, so I went Wednesday afternoon, spent Thursday there, came back to work Friday, and then went back Friday night.
Oh, so you were hop skipping back and forth. What is that, 3 hours to the Austin area?
3.
Three?
Yeah.
That's not
It's
bad.
almost exactly 3 from my house to her house. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we went. It's just crazy. You go back to that area, and folks here talk about the growth, but you go back to Central Texas, and I was just, Karen, I literally at one point got lost driving in the town I grew up in. I just did not recognize all of the commercial development. And I knew that they were building a Costco there. And I cruised down, I was like, this used to be a huge farm, and now it's a Costco, man. and I wanted to cruise in and get me a free lunch because it's like, do you ever go to Costco?
No, I don't.
Do you want to go?
No.
Come on, Karen. All right, I'm going to tell you what, Karen.
I don't cook, so I don't need Costco.
No, but this is perfect. This is why I'm telling you
You
this.
just go get all the samples.
They have so many samples. One day, I'm going to take you to Costco. Bridget and I are going to come pick you up.
Don't you have to have a membership or something to do that?
You can come in with us.
Okay.
And we'll do
I don't
like
want to buy a membership.
We're
Still
gonna-
get free stuff.
We're going to pick you up sometime just so you can explore the samples with us.
Okay. I've never been in one, so I have no idea.
They are so strategic with these samples. They put like food, then like dessert, and then liquid. So it's like you go down the row and you can eat all this food, and then you can get a little dessert, and then at the end it's like, man, you can get a little energy drink, a little soda. I mean, they got all these samples of everything you can imagine. Where they get you at is them nasty, terrible, and I don't know why I buy them. Is the dollar pizza and $1 hot dogs. You know what I'm talking about, Denise?
Yes.
And it's the nastiest stuff on earth. And it's like made of food that will probably last 1,000 years. And I eat it just because I'm like, man, it's $1 or something.
Everybody loves it.
And then and by the time I get to the parking lot, I feel like I'm like doubled up with a gut ache. And then I need to call the ambulance. I mean, that quick is how fast those bad hot dogs hit you. So don't worry, we won't do the hot dogs.
Okay.
Karen.
Let's skip the hot dogs.
We do have a good show. We're not going to talk hot dogs and Thanksgiving all day, but we do have a good show today. Tracy Stoudt joining us, the executive director of SAAFE. Tomorrow, very important today. Of course, today is Cyber Monday, they call it. And but tomorrow is very important. It is Giving Tuesday. And it's a day where nonprofit organizations are recognized for their efforts and the great work that they do in communities, not just here in Huntsville, but literally throughout the entire nation. And so we wanted to highlight today and appreciate Tracy being with us, and we'll have her on here in just a few moments talking about the great work that SAAFE is continuing to do and some of the needs they have. Let's be honest, folks. You know, a lot of folks right now need things. There are people struggling. There are organizations that are helping to meet the needs of folks that are struggling and going through hardships. And that's what we love to do, is just highlight all the good things and ways that folks can get involved and to maybe brighten up someone's life a little bit more. And so we're excited to have Tracy on here in a little bit to talk about that. And we'll just keep the show rocking and rolling this week. A lot of things going on, and I don't know if it's going to warm up. That is the only thing. I think today it's only going to be like in the upper 40s, low 50s. Is that right?
Yeah.
So before we have Tracy on, Denise, I know you went to Bee Cave. What was the meal of choice, the Thanksgiving meal of choice?
We did the usuals. Probably the biggest thing is we had 4 different stuffings. We lost my aunt this year, so we were with my cousin. So she had her special stuffings that she would make for each of the kids. So me and my mom tried to recreate those for them, make sure that they had the Thanksgiving they wanted and they deserved. So that was probably the biggest thing. But it was the usuals. We had turkey, ham, the 4 different stuffings, mashed potatoes, the usuals. It was great.
I didn't know that there was multiple stuffings.
I
thought
didn't
there were
either.
They
one.
they're all picky, of course. They have to be my family. But they're like, okay, this one has onions, this one doesn't have onions, and this one, and then one of our best friends is vegetarian, so we had to do one like completely vegetarian, and it was worth it though. Everybody was super happy. So
That's going above and beyond. That really is. I would have said, here it is. Take it or leave it.
no, we had to do
Eat it or do
make
without.
sure we had the vegetable broth that was going in it. Yeah, we had to make some vegetable options for her too because we love her.
That's great. I would have showed up with just a bunch of McRibs. That's my
Yeah.
favorite choice. I've had 4
Package of rolls. Here you go.
Yeah,
I've had 5
Put you some turkey
McRibs.
in it and have you a turkey sandwich.
yeah.
It'll work. It'll work.
Yep.
So, well, that's great.
It was
It's
great,
it's
though.
always good to just. And I was joking last week. Somebody said, "Oh, I don't know if you're talking about family. Sometimes some family I don't want to be around." But it really is. I mean, it's important to reconnect, with folks and just be there for each other, especially things that are going on right now throughout, not just here, but all over the place. It's so important that we're all close together. Cyber Monday is here. They said actually that Black Friday was the biggest online shopping day in history, by the way. I have zero desire to go out.
Oh no.
Did it one time. Have you ever did it, Karen?
No, because I always have to work. So I've never been able to do that, ever. But even if I could, I don't think that I would. I don't want anything bad enough to stand in line and fight for. I don't.
I want to get the Federal Trade Commission involved. I know that like social media, they're scanning our words as we talk. So the buzzer has just went off in Washington, D.C. or wherever their little security agency is. Federal, let me pronounce it correct, just enunciate it so that it'll pick it up. Federal Trade Commission, FTC, United States government. Okay, now they've picked up our algorithm.
Now they're watching.
Now the alarm is going off. Can you please research companies like Amazon? Because I think what they do is they raise the price.
Yes.
And then they make it feel like you're getting this
They
good
drop
deal.
it down to regular and have it on sale.
I mean, I put a little TV in the window here.
That's
And
exactly what they do.
I got this little TV at Target, like on sale for like $80, $90, something like that. And I put it in the window at our studio to kind of show little slides about what we're doing on the program and things, just if people are walking by. And then I go online and I see that same TV for like $90-something. It's like, 30% off. Well, so they raised the price and then they've lowered it.
Yeah.
So, Federal Trade Commission, please research this for us. Are you really getting a deal? There are some good deals out there. There are. But I've never, one time I went into a Walmart and my friend and I, and we used to just, it was that, you have that one friend that you can joke around with and they like get you. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like there's always that one person and no one else would understand our conversations. And we just went in there, and I mean, I hate to be mean, but we were just poking fun. I was like, the ignorance of this Black Friday shopping is just there were people, and then we were there, so I guess we were ignorant too. But there were literally people at like 4 a.m. at and they were holding hands like around the pallets. So no
one else could get there.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, so nobody else.
That is crazy.
I should have took photos of this. This was years ago.
So that took planning.
Yeah.
Like they had a.
It was like family
That's too much.
kumbaya around the pallet of like flat screen TV, and then you feel forced to buy gifts that are like absolutely you don't need them. Like, there's a coffee pot for $10. Let's go get it. You don't need a coffee pot hardly anymore. I mean, the coffee pots last a while.
That's why the day after Christmas is like the biggest return day of all the stores.
Yeah.
Because everybody's taking back all the stuff that they didn't want or need.
These little vacuums, the Roombas, are still a hot item, we have one, but then we found like the Dyson thing. Like if you're going to spend $400 on a Roomba, go spend $400 on a Dyson, because a little manual labor. You don't have to hear that ranch, all over the house. You know what I'm talking about with these little things?
Yes.
And they take like 6 hours, and then they don't pick. But the Dyson, man, 5 minutes in your whole house, because you just run it. And we have pets, and so there's dog hair.
Pick up the hair.
Those things, man, that's like a godsend if you got a golden retriever that lives in the house.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And I don't have to hear that ranch. And then on top of that, if you got wires on the ground, those things chew up the wires. They're still showing commercials of these Roomba vacuums like they're a hot item still. So, anyways.
Somebody's buying them.
All right. Well,
I might need to borrow that Dyson. I got 2 cats, so I need it.
Yes.
Well, like the hardest thing in vehicles is getting pet hair out of vehicles. It is like a nightmare. And I thought you had to have like this special little comb. And what I figured out is the Dyson comes with this little adapter that's got this little red, I don't know what it is, but it's like a little miracle strip. And it's this like little piece of red velvet somehow. And that thing, when it pushes against the cloth, it picks up all that hair. And so we took the dogs to the kennel. Our friend Magnolia Kennel, we're going to start using her. They were booked up, and we just got to know Steph Valley and her husband. But they have Magnolia Kennel here. But we were still going out to Trinity. So we took our dogs out to Trinity. And I got them out of the truck, and there's dog hair everywhere. And I was like, man, I don't want to go to Georgetown in a hairy truck because the kids ride back there. And that's a 2-hour, 45-minute drive. And so I was sitting there like vacuuming the heck out, and nothing was coming up. And I said, wait a minute, I think there's an adapter for this Dyson. Man, it was just like this. It was the greatest thing that I've experienced this past year was how much hair that thing picked up with zero effort. So I went out to the clean car wash, man, and I'm like scrubbing and digging into the carpets back, and I still couldn't get hair out. I have the Dyson. It's like done. So Dyson,
check that out.
If anybody buys a Dyson today, please make sure that I get a 30%
Dyson, if you would
commission.
like to sponsor us, we've got
Yes,
your
I need a
infomercial already,
Just-
ready to go.
We don't even want monetary. We want the new Dyson. So All right, friends, let us know that you're out there. We'll have Tracy on here in just a few moments. She is patiently waiting in our studio. Again, thanks, everybody, for being a part of the show today. Let us know that you're out there and what you're thankful for, just as our friend Steph just said. Good morning. She said, I'm thankful for life and enjoying it. So good to hear from you this morning, Steph. Many others are already commenting. We'll get to those throughout the show today. As always, friends, we wouldn't be here on a Monday without Elliot Herzlich of Elliot's Jewelers. Appreciate him for sponsoring our studio. Now's the time to start buying jewelry. It's never a bad time to buy diamonds. No. And so, you know what, men out there, if you got a special lady at home, diamonds, time. All you got to do is set up that appointment with Elliot Herzlich online at elliotsjewelers.com. Big thanks to Paul Oley of the gallery as well for all of your photography needs. Christmas is literally here. We can start saying Christmas is almost here now that Thanksgiving's over. Yep. And so, yeah, deck the halls right around the corner.
To hear that excitement in this room.
I switched over. You would love it, Karen, on Spirit Radio. I just switched everything to pure, but it's good country Christmas, too. I have thrown in some good classic country Christmas songs. So we have Christmas music 24/7, 3. Oh my gosh. And new now, because we got on TuneIn. We've been wanting to do this for over a year. All you got to do is say, I'm going to make sure my phone's off because it'll pick up. Okay, Google, listen to Spirit Radio FM. It picked it up, see? And it'll start playing it. Or if you have Alexa, I think in the next week it's going to work. You can say, Alexa, listen to Spirit Radio FM. If you have Siri on your iPhone, Bridget tested it yesterday. What is it, Hey Siri? I think I use an Android. You do too, right? Mm-hmm. So I think it's Hey Siri, listen to Spirit Radio FM. It's all natively built in, so it's really cool. Anyways, we will step aside, take a break. Big thanks to Walker County Federal Credit Union for being here with us on a Monday. Miss Denise Olivas, Karen Denman wouldn't be able to have this show on a Monday. We'll step aside. We'll hear some national news. We'll hear a word from our sponsors. And when we come back, our great friend, Miss Tracy Stoudt, joining us. She's the Executive Director of SAAFE House. We'll be right back after this.
USA News, I'm Laura Winters. New this Sunday, we learn a third group of Israeli hostages expected to be released. It is day 3 of the ceasefire between Hamas and Israel. On Saturday, a second group of 13 Israelis and 4 Thai nationals let go after 7 weeks of captivity in Gaza. But there were some very tense moments, a delay of a few hours, in fact, after Hamas complaining about the number of shipments coming into Gaza and complaints about which Palestinian prisoners Israel is releasing. Leaders in Egypt and Qatar, who helped broker this deal, stepping in to resolve the concerns. Now, as for those released, another 13 Israelis back with their families. One woman, a 21-year-old, had surgery due to an injury. Also in this group, 9-year-old Emily Hand reunited with her father Thomas at the hospital. He thought his daughter had been killed by Hamas during the terrorist attack on October 7th. Emily turning 9 while being held in Gaza. The Israeli government now has the list of names of the hostages set to be released today. A spokesman for the IDF, Israeli Defense Forces, telling CNN the truce deal was on the rocks for a while Saturday. He says Hamas is using delaying tactics to inflict more pain on the families waiting hours and hours for their loved ones to be released. He calls it psychological warfare. Meanwhile, President Biden in Nantucket monitoring developments. The administration says it is waiting for word on when the 10 Americans being held by Hamas will be let go. A 4-year-old girl, Abigail Adon, among them, her parents killed by terrorists back on October 7th. Changing gears now, we turn to news here in the United States, where shoppers have set a Black Friday sales record. Adobe Analytics reports a record $9.8 billion in sales on Friday after Thanksgiving. Retail analysts believe Cyber Monday tomorrow will be the busiest online shopping day of the year. This is USA News.
Omaha Steaks is rewriting the book on burgers with an all-new handmade texture for the juiciest home-style burgers you've ever tasted. Their pure ground burgers are made from single cuts of real aged Omaha steaks. These are truly steaks on a bun. Filet mignon, ribeye, New York strip, sirloin, and even brisket burgers. Now is the time to experience the exclusive Burger Perfection Flight for just $79.99. Go to omahasteaks.com and use promo promo code TREAT at checkout to get an extra $20 off your order, plus free shipping. You'll get 4 of each Pure Ground burger, so you can sample all the steak on a bun greatness. These burgers are crafted for a juicier, more tender experience, making your mouth water with every single bite. Don't wait. Go to omahasteaks.com. Use promo code TREAT at checkout and get $20 off the Burger Perfection Flight and discover your new burger obsession. Minimum order may be required.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union. One of the best things I hear from our members is how they love being treated like they're important, like their family. Sure, our members love things like low rates on loans too, but combine that with the friendliest and most helpful service in town, and you've got Walker County Federal, taking care of our members. It's what we do. We are Walker County Federal Credit Union, member NCUA.
Hey friends, Rob Hip here. As a guy, jewelry's not really my thing. I never know what I'm looking for. I feel uncomfortable, and I just don't understand how certain things look good together. But that's why I depend on Elliot Herzlich at Elliot's Jewelers. Whenever Bridget and I wanted to get engaged, we said, we need to go to a place to where someone's going to take care of us. They're going to make me feel comfortable as a guy, but they're also going to take care of her needs as well. So I went into Elliot's, and he was so gracious and compassionate with my understanding, and I wanted something that looked a little masculine for my engagement band, and he said, I've got the perfect thing for you. And he found some white hammered gold that was trimmed in 14 karat gold, also put a diamond on that ring to signify my love for Bridget. And as we grow and our family grows, we can put a diamond around the rest of those. So friends, if you're looking for someone that is dedicated to customer service, that understands the needs of people and does what's right all the time, there's nobody better than my friend. It's Elliot Herzlich at Elliot's Jewelers. Visit him online at elliotsjewelers.com.
Ho, ho, ho.
This is Jensen.
This is Zane. And Caroline.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
This is Leah Lineback with Sweet Caroline's Floral Shop. Our family would love to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Email your holiday greeting at victory@spiritradio.fm.
Welcome back at it, friends. Time now 7:31 on Karen calls it Mimosa Monday. We also heard a new one today, Frozen Margarita Monday, Magnificent Monday, Marvelous Monday. But one thing it is not, ain't nobody got time for this. It is not a mundane Monday. We don't allow it to be mundane here on the show. So we want to welcome you in. Thanks for being a part of it as we bring you back here on a Monday, a chilly one, and now joined by our good friend, Miss Tracy Stoudt. Tracy, so good to see you.
It's good to be back.
It's been a while.
It has been a little while.
Yeah. How long ago was it? The other day I was telling somebody, it's only been a month. And then I went back and looked, and it had been like 4 months.
I think so. I think it's been a while, right after school started.
Yes, ma'am. Well, we've had Tammy comes in once in a while as kind of one of our sit-in co-hosts sometimes whenever folks can't make it. And so we've enjoyed having Tammy on, and we will always lift up and talk about the great things that SAAFE House is doing. You are the executive director at SAAFE House.
Thank you.
And Karen had texted me, when was that? We were chatting, and we both got a text saying, hey, Tracy, is it okay if Tracy? I said, absolutely. When was that? Like Friday, maybe?
I think so. Yeah.
So I think it was Friday. Yeah, Karen and I were texting, and Karen, her phone is never off, by the way. If you need something at 2 a.m, you just text. I'm sure she'll appreciate it.
Mine's the same way.
Yep.
It sleeps right there beside me.
Yep.
Well, we're excited to have you on today. Tomorrow is a big day, and there are some good things about, like they have the sale thing, and they call it Black Friday, and that's been going on forever. Then Small Business Saturday.
Right.
And then Cyber. What's Sunday? What is Sunday?
It's just a break, I think.
Sunday's I didn't think about it. There's nothing on Sunday.
That's God's day.
Yeah, that's the Lord's day. You better not be doing nothing. And then Monday is Cyber Monday, which is today. Needless to say, I'm not really participating in it. One, credit card's maxed out, so I don't think we'll be buying anything anyway. But then tomorrow is a very important day that we talked about a little bit earlier in our opening segment about Giving Tuesday, and so many organizations that'll benefit from Giving Tuesday. And so this morning we just wanted to highlight SAAFE House and the great work that y'all are doing, and some of the needs that you have. So before we dig into those needs, Tracy, just let us know kind of what you've been up to and how things at SAAFE House are going.
It's going really good. I've been there since February, and it's been an exciting time. I am having the best time. When you make a difference in somebody's life every day, you want to get up and go to work, and that's what our business is about. you don't realize how many of people are affected by abuse. And there's all kinds of abuse. And this kind of time of year is really, really hard. But like last week, we were able to let our people in the house tell us what they wanted for Thanksgiving lunch. And they cooked it. And we had a donation. We had lots of dinners given so that we could reach our outreach clients from Brookshire Brothers. And so we put all those there, and then someone made a donation for us to be able to buy groceries for Thanksgiving. And so we gave them the opportunity to tell us what's your favorite dish, and so they picked those and cooked them. But I've got some kiddos in the house, and they've not had pizza in a really long time. And they've been asking for pizza, and that's just not something I'm able to do. My grocery bill is so high with 20 people in a house, and I have 2 houses. So it's really hard to do sometimes. And they really wanted pizza. So I surprised them Friday night with pizza. And I went walking in with a stack of pizza, and our kids came from every corner.
I bet they did.
And they had been decorating all day. They asked me to come see their tree. So when I came back from the Hornet game, which was an amazing game, I might say, I went in with all that pizza, and they were just like kids everywhere. And so we sat down, and they had pizza all the way from 18 months old to the oldest lady in there. And it was just good to be able to do something that they just don't get. You know, when you want pizza, you order it, but they can't. And so I can't even have it delivered to the house. I have to take it to them. And so it was just a fun thing for them to do. And God just continues to bless us every time I turn around. And I just say, you know, we really could use, and it's like, it just shows up. Yep. So last week we had put on Facebook, we really needed some new refrigerators and freezers. And somebody called and said, I'll bring you a check in an hour. And they did.
Wow.
And so we had intended to buy a dishwasher for our shelter over in Livingston. But after I finally got a hold of the manager, she was gone on Thanksgiving. She said, Tracy, I really need another refrigerator. So we have a portion that we had left for the dishwasher, but we're still going to need a little bit more to use the Black Friday sales and get another refrigerator. Because I buy 2 weeks of groceries at a time for 20 people. And so we have to have quite a bit of refrigerator space. And they really need to work, or they, you know, the food goes bad. So, you know, and it's just the little things. Our grants just don't cover that. And I had a church call me the other day, and she said, we're trying to line up our giving for the year, but I want to know why we should give to you. And so I said, well, let me tell you a little bit about SAAFE House, because people just don't know. Our grants, they cover the salaries because that's the way they're written. That's what we don't have a choice. But groceries have tripled just since probably April. And so what used to be a $200 trip to the grocery store is now a $600 trip to the grocery store.
Ridiculous.
And so it's those little things. And she's like, well, what do y'all do for people? And I said, look, when people come to us, they didn't think to grab their driver's license. They didn't think to grab their birth certificate. They didn't think to get their debit card. We had a woman in a different county. Her husband took her keys to her car and her wallet and just left her with 2 babies to try to figure out what to do. So when we get them, the first thing we do is we ask them, what did you bring with you? What do you have? What do you need? And we begin the next day getting their driver's license. We help them get food stamps. We help them get funding. We help them get their birth certificate. They can't even get into housing here without a birth certificate for every member of the family. It's easy to do. We go right up here to the courthouse and get it, but they don't know how to do that. So we spend a lot of time putting people's lives back together. And so I tell my girls all the time, when we get them, we're going to love them for 2 or 3 days. Or we're going to keep loving them, but we're going to focus on that and get the chaos out of their life for just a minute. And, you know, when you don't know if you have a place to sleep or food to feed your kids, you don't find any rest. And so we get them in, we get them clothes. You know, most people don't even run with clothes. Or if they've been attacked and they're in the hospital, they don't have clothes. So my girls go up there and they bring them clothes. They take care of them. They give them a place to stay. And that makes them feel a little bit better. And so then we just work with them to build their confidence back up.
Tracy's with us this morning. And, you know, Karen, I'm sitting here while Tracy is talking about what SAAFE House does, and I'm trying to imagine, not in a negative way, but I'm trying to imagine a world of being in those situations, because many of us, we're not in those situations. And so we can never put ourselves in their shoes because we're not going to understand that But friends, you need to imagine just a world to where, this is happening. These women need help, and it's hard. I know sometimes if you're not in that world, but there are people who are in that world and they need help. And I was just sitting there thinking about that, Karen, of like, my goodness, to think that Safe House even needs to exist, not in a negative way, but I hate that Safe House has to exist.
I tell people all the time,
does.
I wish I didn't have a job, but I do.
Yeah.
And you just don't ever know who it's going to affect. There's not a socioeconomic standard. It's somebody who has nothing or they have everything. We had a lady several months ago, her husband stole the keys to her Bentley. And that's how she got to us, because he took everything she had. So was she poor? No, she wasn't poor. But she didn't have a place to go. She had to hide for several days to let the situation settle down where she could figure out what she needed to do. And so she comes in and, I took her to the house myself. She didn't have a phone that had a GPS on it. My people had to drive her from a different county to here. And then I took her in and put her in the Safe House. And she stayed with us for about a week, and she got all of her pieces put together and was able to go find another place to live. You just never know.
No, I'm glad that you mentioned what you just said too about, this lady that did have a lot of resources financially, because I think sometimes, and we need to be very careful that we don't judge people, because, and I'm guilty of this. Back in the day, there was a homeless ministry where we would literally feed people under the bridge in Austin, Texas on 35. And I'll never forget, this really fancy car drove up, and this lady that was dressed pretty nice got out of the car with 3 or 4 children and was like, hey, can we have something to eat? Well, all around us was all of these people that were homeless, that didn't have cars. They live under that bridge. And my first thought was like, this lady's just here trying to get a free meal. But then God took me down a notch and said, wait a minute, you don't know what she's been through.
You never know. And
you can't just say, oh, well, that person drives a nice car, so they're doing well. Or that person, you never know what they're going through. And I think that's so important, especially with what Safe House does. These women are looking for a safe place to be. And as you said, the violence doesn't just strike one age group or one certain organization or one family or one socioeconomical status. It affects everyone.
Everyone.
And I also serve on the Safe House board, and we started at our board meetings having a staff member come in at the beginning of our board meetings and just walk us through, what they do and what Safe House, what they do for Safe House, and one of their aha moments or, something. And so last board meeting, the shelter manager here spoke, and the things that she said, you just don't think about. I mean, if you don't live in that kind of situation, it's just hard to understand. And so it was very, very moving. And I'm glad now that we have those people come and talk to us, because, even though we're on the board, we don't know what Tracy deals with every day, or the shelter manager, or
you don't hear the life stories.
Yeah, you don't.
We had a lady come in probably June-ish, and she needed us to go and pick up her kids. And her husband had found her. And I told Tammy, I said, here's my car. Go to this county and get these 3 little boys. And she's like, in your car? I said, take my car. Just go get them. And so that was right before school. And so we get this mom and 3 little boys who had their little backpacks. That's all they had. And so that was how we got part of the kids dressed for school. Then we discovered she had 2 more little girls.
This is the one that we were talking about last.
And he had stolen her little girls in a Walmart. And all she could gather was the 3 boys. And he took this 4 and 5-year-old little girl and left and went out of state. And has since gotten in trouble. And he had left those babies with a girlfriend. And between us and our legal advocates, that lady was able to go to that state and get her babies back.
So now she has all of her children.
So all 5 of her kids are here. And it's amazing.
You think about and for me, all that stuff really hits home now when you talk about children, being a parent, and you don't realize it until I think sometimes you actually are a parent, and then you realize just how precious little children are. I've always thought, man, kids are precious, but
when they're yours, it's something else.
It's a whole different story. And to think, and Bridget and I were talking yesterday after church just about all the terrible things that are happening over in the Middle East right now, and people abducting and the terrible things happening to little children. Those are the victims of these little children are the the innocent victims of this abuse that happens. Safe House, friends, is providing resources to help women. And, you know, it's and I don't want to misstep here, but sometimes it's not just, I know the majority is women, but sometimes
It's
men.
men.
There's men that things happen too.
Yeah, and you know, I'm glad you said that because we will take someone that's been abused that's a male. Absolutely. And we don't have room for them in our shelter today. But we've recently taken our building off the market, so we're going to stay right where we are. People are confused about that. And ever since I've been here, I'm like, please take this building off the market. I can't replace it for what we could get for it. It just wasn't possible. And so now we're kind of redirecting and we're looking some other things. We would love to eventually build a shelter right next door to our office. And because the shelter we live in right now was built in the 50s. So I got problems. You know, we make it work, but it's not the best. And I don't have the room. So we're looking towards someday building a shelter that would accommodate men and women at the same time. We don't need but 2 rooms because we very seldom get them. But if somebody needs a place to go, and there's all kinds of abuse. You know, you think about just physical abuse, but there's mental abuse. There's finance abuse. When someone won't let you have money, they hold that over your head and control what you do. That's abuse. And people don't realize that that's a form of abuse. So we don't question what kind of abuse it is. We have those questions that we answer. And people get sometimes they get really irritated with us because their mama will call or their aunt will call. But we have to speak to the person on the phone, and we have a list of questions that we ask. And there's a reason we're required to do that. We don't have a choice. And so we find, do you actually fit in your circumstances in what we have to offer? And if not, the ladies I have that answer the hotline, if you don't fit, they will work with you to find a place for you to go. So it's not, we don't just focus on what we do. We focus on whatever people need. And so then we find the best fit for that, and we direct them the right direction.
Well, friends, this morning, if something's tugging at your heart, we definitely want you to support Safe House. Tracy didn't pay us to come here and talk this morning, and I want to be very clear about that because I've had people that said, "Oh, well, the people that come on Hello Huntsville, they pay to get on." That's not true. We have a lot of nonprofits. We have businesses that pay. Obviously, Walker County Federal is one of our foundation sponsors. We have to keep the lights on here, and I've got a family to support, so all of this works together. But when we have nonprofit organizations such as Safe House, they're not paying. They're not coming in here saying, "Rob, here's $50. Can we talk?" We bring these organizations on because it's so important that we get the word out about what they're doing. And so maybe this morning something's tugging at your heart saying, you know, I've heard about Safe House. I've wanted to get involved. I wanted to help out. There's a need right now for someone out there, a simple need that can be met. For you guys, a huge need, but for somebody with the resources financially, a simple thing. Need a refrigerator. And we're not talking a big commercial.
No, just a residential refrigerator.
Just a residential refrigerator. And so, you know, do y'all accept if someone has one that's in a used one that's in great condition? Would you accept that as well?
Absolutely.
So because we got in a situation in Fargo, we had like 3 refrigerators, and I'm like, how did we acquire 3 refrigerators? And I learned in Fargo, you don't need a refrigerator. You just put the food outside.
Outside.
You're good to go. But maybe this morning, in all seriousness, somebody out there says, hey, you know, we've got an extra refrigerator that can be used. Or maybe you want to bless them with a brand new one. Friends, that's one of the needs. You can also, you know, one of the greatest things that you can do if you can't give a physical item or money, monetary donations always so important. But if you can't do that, you know what? Something you can do that my friend Chris Brown has really opened up my eyes to this. He has Jump Around Moonwalks. Chris said, you know, one of the best ways that you can help organizations is just share the message, what they're doing. And so maybe this morning, if you didn't know about Safe House and you can't give anything right now, just go find their Facebook page, share some of their posts, share the message of Safe House. But I'm really believing this morning that need is going to be met for that refrigerator that someone needs. Tracy, how can folks get in touch with you or Safe House if someone out there says, hey, we've got the fridge and we want to be able to bless you guys with that?
They can just call our office or they can call my cell phone. It's 661-8431. And we will talk to, I have ladies who answer the phone, but they can call me, they can ask for me, and I'll get on the phone with them. Another thing that we're doing is the Santa tree. So we have families in our shelters that won't have Christmas in most cases. And so we've put a tree in the office in the reception area, and it has a list of what they would like for Christmas. And that way we can have all of our kids have a Christmas.
Yeah, and that's kind of like the angel tree, the Christmas tree that you talk about, where
Mhm.
folks said, "Hey, we've got some needs. Can you help us meet those?"
And that's what's up there in the reception area now.
Another way to get over to Safe House too, just go to their website. It's safehouse.org. That's SAAFE house.org. SAAFE house.org. Again, Tracy Stoudt with us this morning, the executive director of the Safe House, and friends needing help, and that's why we wanted to make sure that we highlight that. Karen, I didn't know that you were on the board of Safe House. I talked to Bill Doggett quite a bit, and I know that Bill has just really wanted things at Safe House to work well, and he's been involved too. And I can see the passion from folks that are there that want to help these women and occasionally men who are facing violent situations. Karen, I'll just ask you kind of what connected you to the board there, and what have you really seen with the organization, just serving on the board, if you don't mind me asking?
The past board chair was Kimberly Moore, and she has since moved to Boston. But I always knew that Safe House was here, but I didn't really know what they did. I mean, I knew they took in, abused women, men, children, but I just didn't know to the extent what they did. If the person needs, some kind of, financial guidance, or if they need some just any kind of need that they have, Safe House provides that for them. And like Tracy said, if they can't, they'll put you in touch with someone who can help you.
Well, that's great, and the reason I asked Karen that is because maybe you come across Karen when you head over to Walker County Federal. If you got a question about Safe House, you can just reach out to Karen too, and she'll connect you to the right people if she can't answer it. And so, again, Bill Doggett serves on the board, many others as well. Who is it okay? Do you know some of the other board members? Can we highlight them? Is that okay?
Sure. Terry Coleman is on there.
Okay, yeah,
Sonia Sanchez, Bill Sue Badrak,
Karen
Hewitt's
on it. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then we have some people from other counties that we've pulled on the board recently. My mind's Jody she's out of Cold Spring. So there's like 11 of us, but they're such a fabulous group of people, And if I have something that I really need, I just call them. We figure it out as a team. It's been a pleasure working with them.
Tracy, one other thing that I wanted to mention, because we focus a lot here on Huntsville and Walker County, but Safe House is also in other counties as well. Can you let us know about those other areas that are served?
We're in San Jacinto County. We have an office in Cold Spring. We're in Polk County. We have an office in Livingston. We have a shelter in Livingston that houses 20 people as well. And then we have a small office in Trinity. So we have staff in all of those areas. We do what they call SANE calls. So I have people who are sexual assault advocates. So in the middle of the night when the phone rings and the police department calls and says, hey, or the nurse there calls and says, hey, we have someone who's been sexually assaulted. Can y'all send somebody? We get up all hours of the night and drive to all 4 counties. And I go and take care of the ladies. We normally take clothes because a lot of times they don't have any. And then we make sure that they have a place to go once they leave. And then we have people on staff who work with them and counsel them on a daily basis if needed. We have people, a counselor in our shop. And then we have people who are advocates for them. So, again, they help them with legal. They counsel them. They do whatever they need to help them get back to where they need to be.
So there's a lot of folks that are needing help, and Safe House providing those resources to unfortunate situations here, not only in Walker County but surrounding counties as well. When you said San Jacinto, Cleveland is in San Jacinto, right? Is that a town that's there?
Cold Spring, Shepherd. I don't know if Cleveland's in that or not, but if they'll call us if they need us. The other thing is we reach a large portion of the Hispanic population. People don't know that. So I have an advocate who is specifically for diverse groups. And so we have people who do speak Spanish, and they, again, reach all 4 counties for us.
Cleveland's in Liberty County.
Liberty,
so
yeah.
Liberty. The only reason I thought about that is that apparently there's a tree farm. We're trying to find a Christmas tree, and Kroger, because the Boy Scouts aren't doing it, the Scouts aren't doing it anymore this year, unfortunately. And so I was messaging Billy Cawthon last night, and I got online, started looking. Everybody was recommending some tree farm in Cleveland. I said, man, I got to get out to Cleveland.
Mm-hmm. We did that when I was a little girl. We had a tree farm here in Huntsville when I was a kid growing up, and we've cut them all down now. But it was a big thing. People came from all around, and you don't see those very much anymore. It's a lot of work.
Well, Tracy, so great to have you here. I know that we've highlighted a lot. I do want to encourage folks again, go online to safehouse.org. It's SAAFE, safehouse.org. And this morning, if you've got a refrigerator, maybe you're listening at a later time, because a lot of folks do go back and watch the show after we end it throughout the day. Again, reach out to Safe House. If you got a refrigerator, used but in good condition, we don't want something that's, the compressor's about to go out, because that just causes more headaches. But if you have a refrigerator, even if it's used but in good to excellent quality, donate it to Safe House. Or if you said, you know what, I don't want to mess around, I just want to get them a brand new one. We're not talking the big commercial ones. They just need a regular residential type refrigerator to help with this food, because food only lasts a couple of weeks, and the food costs are going through the roof. You mentioned that earlier. I was at the convenience store 2 days ago, because I had to fill up for gas on our way back. Man, they had Reese's candy bars, $3.99. I said, man, I remember paying like 49 cents for those 2 Reese's. Now they're $3.99.
Yeah, they'd stay there.
And that's not even like healthy food. That's just
junk food.
Junk food, yeah. So.
The other thing I want to tell you is we do have a resale shop, and so we take all kinds of donations. And then sometimes people need us to come pick them up. So we do have a truck now that's running correctly, and we will come and pick it up if we need to.
Awesome. All of that, again, more information at safehouse.org. Tracy, anything that we left out? I know we've covered a lot this morning.
I think we covered a lot. We just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, and we are here to serve our community. So if you need us, reach out.
All right. Well, there she is, Tracy.
Totally
Stoudt.
Confidential.
Yep, that's good. That's a good point, too.
Totally confidential.
And that is one thing. You just kind of led me into thinking about this. I can never put myself in the shoes of someone that is a victim of violence. But I will tell you this. Maybe this morning, maybe you are that person that there's been something going on for a while, and you said, I'm just so scared that I need to get out of this situation, but I'm scared if I leave that something terrible is going to happen. You have to take that first step, and maybe that first step is calling the Safe House and saying, I need help. And you know what? They're going to keep things secure. They're going to keep things confidential, and they're going to help you as much as they possibly can to keep you in that safe environment to where you'll feel safe. And I think that's so important, because how many of the undocumented cases are going on every day that we never hear about?
Because people are too afraid to make that call.
Well, and sometimes they just can't. We Tammy ran into a lady one day, and her husband was sitting across the hall, across the diner where they were at. And she walked up to Tammy, and Tammy was doing a drive for a donation for something we were doing. And the lady said, "Where are you from?" And she said, "Oh, well, we're from Safe House." And she said, "Be real careful how you answer me." She said, "But I need help." And so Tammy said, "Well, let me give you my card." And she said, well, about that time, the husband walked up. And so she said, "Yeah, we'll take any donation you have. Kids' clothes." I mean, Tammy was on those balls quick. And the lady took her card. Well, she called Tammy on a Sunday night, and she said, "I have to get out of here." Well, then the guy called her back and said, "Can you tell me why my wife was talking to you on the phone?"
Oh, my goodness.
And Tammy goes, "Oh, yeah, she's going to bring us some kids' clothes for our resale shop." Oh, she just went on. And then we got the lady eventually. We were able to take her in. So, we just have to go with the flow. And, I think God inspires us. I think he tells us what we need to do when we're in those circumstances.
Yeah. Well, friends, again, if something's tugging at your heart, please support Safe House. You can find them online, SAAFE House.org. Karen, thank you so much for connecting us back with Tracy. And
thank y'all for having me.
You bet. And I love the purple, by the way. I know this is Bearcat country, but, I know the color is purple.
It's Safe House color.
This is a Safe House color, and my daughter is on me about making Safe House known everywhere I go. So I'm looking for all kinds of purple and teal.
That's right. Hey, and the Huntsville Hornets are just, 2 games away from the state championship now. Can you believe that?
I can't go Friday night. I'm so upset because our staff Christmas party is on Friday, and I'm like, because I've been on the sidelines. I've never done that. My husband goes, "You are just eat up with that." I don't even understand football, but I'm having a good time down there on that sideline.
Love it. Well, congratulations to the Hornets, and looking forward to them continuing on. Coach Southern and those guys do such a great job with these young men, and Tracy and her staff do a great job helping folks that are in need, going through some tough situations. Thank you again for being here this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Well, friends, we do have a keyword today. We're going to be giving away a little $30 gift card this morning to our friends at Cafe Texan. How about this? Chill. Why don't you just chill? Just chill out. Take a chill pill.
Yes.
No, it's none of that. It's chill because it's cold outside.
It's cold.
Baby, it's cold outside. I was trying to get Denise to sing. Every once in a while she sings. So, keyword is chill this week. All you got to do is text it in on the Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine text line at 936-339-0139. Text in that keyword chill for your chance to win a $30 gift card to our friends at Cafe Tex, and it can be used for anything over there. Again, it is chill on the Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine text line, 936-339-0139. Do want to welcome in everybody that's joining us on the Spirit Radio FM app. We didn't forget about you either, and we will get to more of those comments whenever we come back from folks that are joining us across the social media feeds. For now, though, we'll step aside. We'll take a break. We'll hear from more of our sponsors, and we'll call our winner when we come back. Again, keyword chill. This is your show. It is Good Morning Huntsville. We'll be right back after this.
In Huntsville, Texas, a trusted family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas. There's a place in Huntsville and now in Conroe where you're more than a customer, you're part of the family. A place where style meets comfort and every visit feels like a treat. Welcome to the Color Bar Hair Salon. From the moment you walk in, our friendly stylists work to create a look that's perfect for you. Whether it's a fresh cut, a vibrant new color, or a blowout for that special occasion, at the Color Bar, we've got you covered. We pride ourselves on creating an environment where our guests can relax, enjoy a beverage, and let us do the pampering. We use top-notch products like Kevin Murphy and even offer hair extensions for those looking to add a little extra flair. And when it's got to be perfect, we ensure you leave looking and feeling your best self. But don't just take our word for it. Book a reservation or buy a gift card online and experience it firsthand. Visit us online at colorbartx.com and discover why at the Color Bar Hair Salon you get an experience that goes beyond. The Color Bar, where you belong. See you soon.
When you live and work in the town where you were born and raised, lots of people become just like family. I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. Over the years, we've shared a lot of good times and some tough times, and I'm honored to be the one you call on in your time of need. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, our goal is to help our neighbors in need and always provide the most outstanding service available, even on those really tough days. I thank you for your trust in us. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we're here for you.
In the heart of Huntsville, a story of faith and community unfolds. Kevin and Lisa McKenzie, known for their beloved McKenzie's Barbecue, have always been a beacon of generosity in Huntsville. Today, they need our support. Lisa McKenzie is facing a challenging medical journey with a significant procedure ahead. The cost is steep and the need is urgent, but in times like these, our community shines brightest. You can be a part of Lisa's journey to recovery. Donate online at fbchuntsville.org and click on Lisa McKenzie under the Give section. Every contribution, large or small, makes a difference. You can also join us on Sunday, December the 3rd from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. at McKenzie's Barbecue. Your donation will not only support Lisa's medical needs, but also get you a delicious lunch as a token of gratitude. As the Bible reminds us in Matthew 6:21, for where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Let's show where our heart is, Huntsville. Thank you for your prayers, your generosity, and for spreading the word. Together, we can help Lisa McKenzie end her time of need, because nothing is impossible when a community stands together in faith and love. There's a place in Huntsville and now in Conroe where you're more than a customer, you're part of the family. A place where style meets comfort and every visit feels like a treat. Welcome to the Color Bar Hair Salon. From the moment you walk in, our friendly stylists work to create a look that's perfect for you. Whether it's a fresh cut, a vibrant new color, or a blowout for that special occasion, at the Color Bar, we've got you covered. We pride ourselves on creating an environment where our guests can relax, enjoy a beverage, and let us do the pampering. We use top-notch products like Kevin Murphy and even offer hair extensions for those looking to add a little extra flair. And when it's got to be perfect, we ensure you leave looking and feeling your best self. But don't just take our word for it. Book a reservation or buy a gift card online and experience it firsthand. Visit us online at colorbartx.com and discover why at the Color Bar Hair Salon you get an experience that goes beyond. The Color Bar, where you belong. See you soon.
Here we grow again. Tomorrow's Promise is excited to announce the upcoming addition of our third location to better serve the families of Walker County and surrounding areas. At Tomorrow's Promise, we are more than just childcare. We pride ourselves on partnering with parents and creating a place where every child is respected, loved, and nurtured in the highest quality environment. See what makes us the perfect fit for your child and their needs. Schedule a tour and learn more about Montessori. Contact us today at tpms.life. Third location on Veterans Memorial coming soon. Education you can trust.
When you live and work in the town where you were born and raised, lots of people become just like family. I'm Billy Coffin, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. Over the years, we've shared a lot of good times and some tough times, and I'm honored to be the one you call on in your time of need. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, our goal is to help our neighbors in need and always provide the most outstanding service available, even on those really tough days. I thank you for your trust in us. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we're here for you.
Back at it, 8:05 on a Monday. Ho-ho, if you're supposed to be at work at 8 o'clock.
Hey, look, I haven't seen Irma drive by.
She did.
She
Yeah.
did.
We were
Okay.
in deep conversation.
Oh, okay, I didn't hear.
She did. She honked and let it out. If you're supposed to be at work at 8 o'clock and it's 8:05.
You in trouble?
You're late.
You in trouble. You better watch it. Although, if you showed up, if you showed up to work and you're supposed to be there at 8 o'clock and you showed up at 8:05, but you brought everyone taquitos from Whataburger, are you safe?
You're excused.
I think so.
You are safe.
Yeah.
Yes.
What if it became a habit every day?
As long as they bring food every day, that's good. I'm good with that.
I wonder what the cutoff would be. I was thinking like back in the day when I was managing, and had my IT company, we had such good employees. I was so thankful for those guys. Would have never been able to run that business without them. I had one young man, my brother was with me like 8 years, had another guy that ran the front counter for like 7 years. Another young kid that worked with us for a couple of years. He has his own pool business now, and he's been very, very successful. Mm-hmm. And it kind of tugged at my heart because he messaged me and he goes, "Man, you taught me so much about customer service. That was the biggest thing that I learned." And he has done extremely well in his pool. I think he's got like 120 clients that they serve now, and he's got several employees. And I think he's 30 now, but I don't even know why we were talking about that. Just because I never knew when my cousin. I love you, Josh, but he never watches the show, so I can call him out. But Josh one time decided that he's going to show up at like 10 o'clock in the morning. I was like, dude, you're supposed to be here like 8. And the best one was we had a young man that worked, and he's still a great employee. I mean, I never had any beef with any of my guys. The toughest thing I ever had to do was lay off a couple of people because things got really, really tough back in 08, 09. We didn't have to close our doors, but I did have to let a couple of guys go. And it just, man, that ate at me so bad because when you do that, you're affecting families and people. And it was a tough decision. And I had a business consultant that was going over everything. And they said, man, your best avenue right now is you're going to have to let a couple of people go. Because at one point we had like 13 guys working with us and 2 stores. And that ate at me because these were really good people. And they came back and I said, man, if you would have just offered us like half, we would have. But statistically, that never works.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. And there's a lot of research that says it's better just to part ways if things get tough than trying to work out something because statistically, and I felt bad because I felt like it was devaluing people. But then, we remained in contact. In fact, both of those guys I still talk to this day, and there was hard feelings at first, but then afterwards they were like, man, one guy was like, thank you for doing that, because he's like, I needed to get out of that business. Not like on me, but out of the industry. Now he's married, got a child. He's like, I don't know if I would have ever done that if you wouldn't have let me go. And so I think if you do everything, I don't even know why we got into this topic, but I think if you do everything with a sincere heart and a good heart, that in that moment things may not be okay, but 5-10 years you'll look back and then things are okay. So anyways, you never know what's going to happen. I don't even know why we started talking about that. But all right, well, fun one. What were we talking off of before y'all got back on? We were talking about like leftovers and how nasty some of them were. We were talking about food. Christmas food. This is what we were talking about. Y'all were talking about like, some people, ain't nobody got time for turkey again.
We don't. We don't do Thanksgiving again.
What's yours? Like, what's the meal of choice, Denise?
The meal always changes, but we have to make tamales every year. We have to.
We do tamales too, and it's so good. And there's these ones that are jalapeno tamales. They're good. And there's a lady. Every town has that little lady that cooks the tamales. Unfortunately, she is up in age, and she's in her 90s, and she can't do it anymore. Yeah. And I was telling Bridget's dad, like, where do we go for the tamales now? Because every town has the tamale lady. HEB has the tamale lady. Have you noticed this? Every HEB has a tamale lady. If you ask them, who's your tamale lady, they're going to tell you who it is.
Yeah.
Karen, y'all do something kind of fun, right, for Christmas?
Well, we used to, but, my extended family is no longer here. It's just me, my mom, and my daughter. So, but we used to do like a taco nacho bar or something for Christmas instead of eating dressing and all that stuff again.
Let's do it here on the show.
Let's do it.
We're going to do some.
I'm not cooking though.
We'll do some taco.
We'll get Delphina to bring us some tamales.
We'll do it here. Yeah, bring us some tamales. By the way, Kyle Kreiner, brisket man, we have all these different things for folks around town, like the smile of Huntsville, the handshake of Huntsville, the grandmother of Huntsville. Now we have like the brisketeer of Huntsville. That's what we call him. Kyle Kreiner's the brisketeer of Huntsville. Man, this guy whipped out the best brisket I've ever had in my life. And thank you to Rick Boning. He blessed Bridget and I with one. It was to raise money for the Masonic Lodge and Love Lady because they give out scholarships. And Rick got us a brisket through Kyle. Kyle delivered it. Rick, by the way, your brisket is only going to be in the freezer for another day because I'm about to cook that thing whenever y'all. So y'all better hurry and get back. But I'm just kidding, Rick. I'm not going to eat your brisket. But, man, it is so good. I'm so ignorant that I don't even know anything about how to cook meat other than what my Traeger tells me to do. So I'm sitting here with this brisket that we had in the fridge, Karen. I take it home and I start cutting it with a knife. And I was like, why is this doesn't seem right. So I'm like, I have an Alexa right next to it. Alexa, how do I reheat a brisket? Wrap it in foil, put it in the oven and I did it, and it was amazing, by the way. So maybe we'll have brisket for Christmas. All right, keyword is chill. $30 gift card today to our friends at the Cafe Texan. And we have had quite a few text messages come in this morning. And this may be someone, I don't know if this person has won yet or not. So we're going to give them a call here on the Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine text line. $30 to Cafe Texan this morning. And, all you have to do is text to win. And that'll be open, by the way, all week until 8:05. On Friday morning. So let's head over to the phone line and see who our winner is today. Karen, I got to get you. You know what? I have like this cool little studio earpiece I need to get you because we need to make it super pro for you.
Hello.
Hello. This is Good Morning, Huntsville. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Have you won before on this show?
How was the Thanksgiving?
Yes, ma'am. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Have you won on Good Morning Huntsville before?
No, sir, I have not.
Well, we had your name in here, saved as a contact, but you did text in your name. Congratulations. This is Tracy, right?
Yes, it is.
Well, Tracy, congratulations. She has won $30. Have you been over to Cafe Texan yet?
No, I have not. The news is when they reopened, I haven't been back over there.
Well, it's open. And you're here.
I know. And I've heard nothing but rave reviews on it.
Are you here in Huntsville?
Yes, sir, I am. I'm at work right now with the city.
Ah, okay. With the city of Huntsville. All right. Yeah. Well, Colehavy's in my Rotary Club, so I'll let him know that you're working hard. All right. When I see Aaron Colehavy, I'll let him know that you're the hardest worker in the city of Huntsville. All right.
Yes, please do, because right now I'm doing separate hats. I'm normally a truck driver, but today I'm having to work in the scale house. So.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Well,
Yes.
we appreciate all, and we have City Council woman next to us, Miss Karen Denman here. So Karen's on City Council.
Hello.
Yep, she says hello to you. So, well, congratulations. We'll text you after, but you are the winner today. $30.
Wonderful. Thank you.
$30. So Denise and I may join you. Denise will leave us and I. You want to go, Denise?
Yeah, well, don't leave me out.
Sorry, Karen. Just kidding.
Hey, I'm ready. I haven't tried out Cafe Texas, so I'm ready for it.
Well, Tracy, how long have you been in Huntsville?
Oh, goodness. I've been here for, well, I think I've been living here for 22 years, but I've been working with the city for 13.
Awesome. How'd you find out about our show?
I heard it, I saw it on Facebook.
Perfect. All right.
And, yeah, and I was pretty excited about it. And so I have you programmed on my phone.
Okay.
Hold on one moment. I've got a person on the scale. I'm so sorry. I'm having to work.
No, we'll let you go. Have a blessed day, and congratulations, Tracy.
What do I need to do? Come by?
I'll text you. So you'll get a text from us.
Oh, wonderful.
All righty. Have a blessed day. Boy, when they start saying they've got me programmed in their phone, Bridget, I do not know this person.
Yeah.
I was getting nervous. I was going to get you to ask her what do you love most about Huntsville, but she goes, I got to go. I got somebody on the scale.
Yeah, we can't stop progress.
Yeah, no way. So that's great. I love that. Tracy, Tracy's the winner today. Great. I love when we have new people. We've been getting so many new people that text in the show, and a lot of folks listen on the Spirit Radio app now too. So we appreciate that so much. Been a fun one. I don't want to do anything else the rest of the day. You want to just close it up? And
Sounds
call it
good
a
to
day?
me. Yeah.
Is there any warm place we can go? Is there like an indoor heated pool where we can pretend it's like Mexico, where you go out and hang out?
We could probably find one somewhere.
I'm sure we'll find one.
All right, we'll find an indoor pool. We'll go hang out. So we're done for the day. I know that nobody cares over Walker County Federal that y'all are allowed just to go. So we're going to just head out.
Okay, Toy. We'll see you.
See you, Toy.
See you Tuesday.
See you tomorrow.
Tuesday of next week, by the way. So just kidding.
Don't forget Trivia Tonight Rodeo.
Trivia tonight, rodeo 6 o'clock. Get there, 5:30?
Yes, I'd recommend getting there a little early because it does get pretty crowded.
And y'all do get started right at 6, right?
We are going to start at 6 tonight. Yeah, we usually started at 6:30, but we're going to start it at 6 to get people out a little bit earlier since it gets dark so early.
Yeah, man, golly, I'm not putting up Christmas lights. We put up more lights like every I don't know, every couple of days I just try to add one little simple thing. And so I have these and I'm digging through boxes and I keep finding them. I put these icicle lights up last night like 4:45 and it was starting to get dark. I was like, what is this? And it's like 49 degrees. Just Braylon comes running out in her little dress she was wearing, no shoes, arms and legs. She comes running out into the backyard. Daddy, it's cold. I was like, well, go back in the house, you little toot. And she goes, brr. And I was like, get back in the house. So anyway, all right. Well, a lot of fun again for all of your financial needs. Karen Denman, our friend Denise will leave us, and many others, and the employee that was supposed to retire that didn't is Ruthie. She'll probably be there sometime sooner or later. Is she gone again? Is she still there?
She was there on Friday.
Yeah, she was there last week because we had people out. So yeah.
So somebody had been in there earlier in the week, and they're like, "She'll be here Friday." They came in Friday. They're like, "You told me Ruthie was going to be here," and then you can just hear her laughing from the back. She's like, "I heard her."
Karen, you'll like this song. There was a children's song that we used to sing. And Ruthie, I'm not calling you a cat, okay? But it's just the song. There was a children's song that goes, the cat came back the very next day. The cat came back. He just wouldn't stay away. The cat
That's our Ruthie.
So the cat came back, the very next day. So, but in all seriousness, go by and see Walker County Federal for all of your banking needs. They're going to take care of it. They're going to treat you like a person. And with a great location here to serve, just off Normal Park, by the way, next to Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. So easy to go in, to go out, the transactions, wonderful staff that's always there to take care of you. For all of your loan needs, Denise and Karen got you covered, whether it's business, you're looking for a personal loan. We may be calling you, Bridget and I, about some things coming up. We may need a little bit of a loan for. So
come on.
We'll figure it. Do y'all do like entertainment loans? Like if I wanted to go on a cruise for like 2 weeks?
Yeah, absolutely.
So higher interest rate on those,
Yeah.
30% interest.
We're
Enjoy that vacation.
We got to add extra on there so that we can join,
right?
Obviously, but yeah.
Since we mentioned cruises, I do have one last quick story before we sign off. Did you hear about this company? How do you mess this up? Okay, $30,000 a year for 3 years. It was a 3-year cruise that you would visit almost every country in the world. Okay, the idea this company was going to purchase one of the former Carnival vessels that they had retired. Mm-hmm. So they start collecting all this money. Believe it or not, there was overwhelming support for this. They had almost completely booked this thing up. People literally sold their apartments, that people that owned apartments that they could sell them. People sold their houses.
Wow.
People cashed out their retirement. It sounds like a Bernie Madoff Ponzi type scheme thing. Well, what happens 2 weeks before they're to set sail, the company calls everyone and says, we couldn't make it happen. We're refunding all of your money, but it will be in installments over the next few months.
Oh, no.
If I didn't have children, or if the children were grown and I had the money to do it, I would love for Bridget and I to go. I would go on a 3-year cruise in a heartbeat. I mean, and visit almost every country. Their remarks were they were concerned about unrest in other countries, that it would endanger the safety of everyone. And so they decided to pull the plug. The investors got scared and pulled the plug. I don't know about that. I just know that I'd like for that to actually come to pass in the next, let's see, children are like 2, multiply interest, I'll be broke the rest of my life, sell everything when I'm 85. Yeah, in the next 40 years, I'd love to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So
I did see an article saying that there are some retirees that it's cheaper for them to just constantly be on cruises
than have a house or something.
Be in or to live in a retirement community or anything. Yeah. So there are some people that are doing that now.
Right. Well, Karen and I are going. We're going to hit the ship. All right, Karen.
Yeah, let's go.
Denise, you're not invited this one. Sorry. We invited you earlier to something else, and we left Karen out.
I want to go to this one.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, you go to the Cafe Tex, and I'm going on the cruise.
Yeah, there you go. All right, friends. That'll wrap it up here. Thanks for being a part of it today. Remember to support the SAAFE House. We appreciate Tracy being with us a little bit earlier, and thank you to everyone who was messaging in. Bridget, okay, we got called out. I guess we're going to be there tonight. Bridget said, we can go to trivia, Rob. Let's go.
Awesome. Thank you, Bridget.
So, hold on.
Get him up there.
Hold on. I always got something. Hold on. Give me 1 second here. Just
clear that calendar.
Let me just clear it here.
Clear it off.
Man, I got people on my calendar. I don't even know what it's about. I started this Calendly service to where people can schedule appointments. It's so much easier. Like if I needed to meet with you, are you free Tuesday? Are you free Wednesday? Are you free Thursday? Now all I do is I just send you a link, and then you pick what's most convenient for you because it shows open times. Someone had scheduled I have no idea what this is about. So, all right. I guess.
Well, let them know that you won't be there because you're going to be at trivia.
Yeah, I guess we're talking today, and I had no idea about it. So, anyways. All right. That'll wrap it up here Tuesday. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Until then, friends, thank you for being a part of our show. This is your show, and we always are so privileged to bring it to you each and every morning. Hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Remember to download the Spirit Radio FM app. It is ho, ho, ho all the way through December the 31st. I know some of you are just so happy about that. Others are like, yeah. So it's okay. We're going to play some. I'm stuck into Christmas music now, and I don't even really like Christmas music all the time, but now I'm listening to it. And you throw a little Merle Haggard and Johnny Cash on Christmas songs, I'm game. Let's play all of them. That'll wrap it up. We'll see you tomorrow morning, bright and early, 7 a.m. Friends, as I end every broadcast, reminding you this morning that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other. Reminding you to provide a word of encouragement, lend a hand of support. Somebody needs you out there. Good morning, Huntsville, and God bless. Thank you, ladies.
Bye.
Good morning.